Hey everybody, it's me Stacy here at Scrapbooking Made Simple, scrapbookingmadesimple.com, and welcome to the May Spectacular Sizzix Savings Event exclusively here at Scrapbooking Made Simple. Now, what is a spectacular Sizzix savings event? Well, let me tell you, if you want your crafts to look spectacular, if you love savings, and if Sizzix makes your heart happy, this is the event for you. We host it once a month in conjunction with Sizzix. And while I used to say that we would bring you the latest and greatest Sizzix products at a value price, that value price still absolutely applies. Only now, for the next several months, we have not just the latest and greatest product from Sizzix, but the most exclusive product from Sizzix. I have 2 dies for you today that are part of the first bundle that you cannot get anywhere else. Ever. They were done. The designing was done, I think, for Hobby Lobby, and then they were never manufactured. So we thought what a great opportunity it would be to bring you exclusive Sizzix dies found only at Scrapbooking Made Simple at a value price. Oh my gosh. So our spectacular Sizzix savings event has gotten a little more spectacular, wouldn't you say? I'm totally wahoo kachoo. We started it last month, and this is our second month having exclusive dies, and we will pull forward prior months. So I have the April bundle. It is not completely sold out. So we're gonna leave the April bundle as part of this event. And if you missed the April bundle, now you get the chance to get April and May. And when June comes, if there's any bundles left from April or May, we'll carry them forward into June. And you know what that means. Holy smokes, artichokes. That means if your order's over $50, you get free shipping. And being that the bundles are value priced, if you got 2 bundles, you qualify for free shipping. So not only are you getting the value, the oh my gosh value, but on top of it, free shipping. Wahoo kachoo. Now that's domestic only. International peeps, you know we do our best on our shipping for you, and if we overcharge you for shipping, we always refund you. Always. We charge you actual shipping rates. So if you pay higher than you should, if you're international, we go through and issue you a refund for the difference. You will not overpay for shipping. You pay exactly what I pay. We make no profit off shipping. And there's no handling fees. So I am so excited because the samples are so beautiful today. Will these orders qualify for expedited shipping? Yes, as long as your order is an expeditable order. And what does that mean? Well, if you look at the category Spectacular Sizzix Savings Event, you'll see some few little terms and conditions that you need to read, and if you are good with them, well then place your order and we will expedite it out to you just as quickly as possible. And it's so simple. You just have to keep your order within that category. If you want it shipped out to you super fast, I need you to keep it within that Spectacular Sizzix Savings Event category. Your order has to be paid for. Yes, and you have to place your order by the deadline, because 3 weeks from now, we're not going to be able to expedite these orders out to you if you place your order 3 weeks from now. There's a date posted in there that we need to have your order by. And you can do a pay later if you'd like. You just have to call us by that date shown in the category and pay for your order over the phone. Now, if expedited shipping isn't your thing and you're like, whatever, I've got so much to play with, I'll get this when I get this, because I'd also like some Stacy tape, and there was those metallic inks in the YouTube, and I really liked some of the stencils, the mini layering stencils she did. By all means, add it all in. It just will then go in line as a regular order for us and ship in our normal shipping time frame. And if you prefer to pay later and really pay later, meaning you want to wait for that PayPal payment, again, it won't expedite out to you, but you can lock the product up now at these type of prices for exclusive things. And then when the PayPal payment gets to you, you pay it in. Again, it will ship out in our normal shipping time frame. So we give you oodles of ways to make your Sizzix spectacular happen, because really, this is a great bundle this week. Well, this month, because we do it once a month. And one of them is focused on the dies and paper, and then I have a storage bundle for you. All right, I'm gonna show you everything that's in the bundles. I'm gonna walk you through both of them. Then I'm gonna play for a few minutes because I had a thought. Not something new, not revolutionary. Sometimes my thoughts are. Sometimes my thoughts are like, wow, where did she pull that one out of? This one, not so much. But I thought maybe some of you didn't even know this product existed. And you should, because it works so well with the dies that I'm using today. So I'm gonna walk you through both bundles. We're gonna play for a little bit, and then I have got a whole host of samples to share with you, beautiful finished samples. And I'll also walk you through the first bundle as well, so you can see what was in the first bundle and show you those samples too. So are you ready for some spectacular Sizzix savings? I love that I get to say exclusive. Only at, first at, exclusively at. Those tend to be my favorite words. Value priced. Those are favorite words for me here at SMS. So I'm going to tilt down. We're going to get started for today. And thank you for joining me for our May Spectacular Sizzix Savings event featuring some beautiful product. All right, let's get going, shall we? She's like, tilt down already, tilt down already. Okay, I'm going. All right, so let me zoom on in. Zoom, 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 zoom. And then I have to tape something after this, which is actually going to premiere before this. Oh, my whole day is backwards. It might as well be my unbirthday today. Okay, so our bundle number 1 is called Floral Cards. It retails, if you were able to get the dies anywhere else, and you are not, it retails for $58.95. But that's not your price. Your price is $39.99, and that is a value. So not only are you getting it at a wonderful price, a discounted price, a value price, a spectacular price, you're getting 2 dies that you can't get anywhere else. So let's see what's in this bundle, shall we? Okay, I know what's in this bundle. This one is not a surprise to me. First off, they have included a roll of their Sizzix foam tape. Now, it doesn't get much stickier than this. This is pretty strong foam tape. So if you are doing shakers or anything that you want elevated up, anything you want to add a little more dimension to, Sizzix foam tape, absolutely amazing. Now, you can buy this with the bundle or you can buy it open stock. Up to you, we'll have it both ways. Then I have Sizzix clear embossing powder, and we're actually going to be playing with this today because I had a thought about something some of you may not even know exists. So what is clear embossing powder? Well, if you're a newbie to crafting, I'm going to show you all about it. And if you're a crafter like me for forever and ever, clear is always a nice thing to have in your stash. Then I have Sizzix paper for you, and not just 20 sheets. I have 30 sheets of Sizzix cardstock for you. 30 sheets of cardstock. That's a crazy value. I mean, gosh, the cardstock, the embossing powder, the foam, we're almost at $30 right there. Yay. And we haven't even talked about the dies. So 30 sheets of Sizzix cardstock. It is 80-pound cardstock. It is textured on one side, smooth on the other, and I am going to be playing with it today. And then we get into the dies. The first die set that I have for you, isn't it darling? It's so stinking cute. Wait till you see what SMS girl Elena did. Oh my gosh, All the samples are fabulous with this. You've got the tiny little mini envelope that's got the little insert. I'm going to open it up so you can see everything. You've got the scalloped corner. You've got the second little envelope with the scallop. You've got the cute little buttons and hearts. You've got the hello. You've got to and from. I mean, just a darling little set that, again, was done for somebody else. It was designed for somebody else, but we're going to take advantage of their pass on it. Yay! And the designer is Olivia Rose. So you can tell down here in this teeny tiny little logo, but that's her, Olivia Rose, and she does a great job. Ellison always puts, so this one is Lisa. I always forget Lisa's last name. And see, I can't necessarily find it. Oh, wait, down there. Lisa Jones, that's right, Lisa Jones. So there's her logo, Lisa Jones, and she's the designer of this set, but I haven't gotten to that set yet. Olivia Rose did this one. Beautiful job, easy to use. Now the dies are not being sold open stock. The only way to get the dies is to purchase the bundle for $39.99. Now let's look at Lisa Jones's. Pull it out. Sticky. Gosh, that tape is super, well, that's one way of getting it out, right? Okay, so we've got thank you and best wishes as your sentiment, but I want you to see that these are very, very small. The images are small, but when you get back here, the actual sentiments are much bigger. Let me pull off the, okay, so the water pitcher looks tiny here, but here you see it in actual size. When you're looking at Sizzix product, the cover is a representation of what they're selling you, of what you're going to get, but it may not be true to size. It's always a benefit to turn it over and see what you're really getting, because you might be shortchanging yourself. When you're thinking, oh, that's very small, or you may be thinking, oh, that's the perfect size, only to find out it's a little bit bigger than you need, especially on the words. The words are great size, and they're a little small here. So we've got Lisa Jones and Olivia Rose. These are exclusive to Scrapbooking Made Simple. They're only going to be in the bundle, and I'm actually going to be playing with one of them today. Let me put this guy back. And so in the bundle, we've got the 2 die sets. We've got the clear embossing powder. We've got the foam tape, should you decide you want to pop anything on out. And then we have 30 sheets of Sizzix cardstock, all coordinated together. And it's just yummy. Love the colors. So for your $39.99 and not $58.95, so basically 20 bucks off. It's like getting the whole die for free. Here's your first bundle. Now what's in our second bundle? Second bundle is all about storage. Oh my gosh. It's all about storage. And who doesn't need storage? I don't know that we've ever done a storage bundle before. Very exciting for me. Funny thing is, it's also $58.95. Crazy. That's the retail price. Your price is $39.99. And storage is always a happy thing. So inside, what do we have? Well, I have got 2 packs of Sizzix storage envelopes. Let's see, there's 3 envelopes in each. It's for their dies and stamps, embossing folders, whatever you're gonna put in here. So you get 6 of their storage. But then you also get, I just wanna make sure I'm right. Yes, times 3. Okay, I wanted to make sure we, okay, I'm gonna tilt up. I wanted to make sure we did not have a hot dog bun scenario right here. Had hot dogs at the house the other night. We did. How many buns did we get and how many hot dogs did we get? Why can we not make this an equal amount? I do not understand why the hot dog buns come. I think we got 8 hot dog buns to 10 hot dogs. Could somebody let the hot dog industry and bun industry know it's really easy to pick up the phone and talk to each other, and let's get them coordinated so we get the exact same number of hot dogs as we do buns. All right, I've said my piece. Just one of those little annoyances in my life. We don't do hot dogs very often, but when we do, we always have 2 left over with no bun. So we do not have a hot dog scenario, a hot dog and bun scenario. We've got 3 envelopes and 3 magnetic sheets. So these magnetic sheets, they work inside the envelopes. Can I get it open? Holy smokes, artichokes. There we go. So you've got your magnetic sheet that your dies are gonna cling right into. You've got your envelopes. That your sheet's gonna fit right into. And now you take all your, now you take all the dies right off the liner, bam, bam. Get them all on there, perfect storage. You can take the front cover, cut it out. Oh, isn't that, look at how pretty is that? Oh my gosh, that's beautiful. You can take the front cover, put the front cover right in front, cut it down so you know when you're rifling through what you're looking at, and you've got the perfect storage solution for your dies. So 6 envelopes, 6 magnetic sheets. Thank you, Ellison. Thank you, Sizzix, for not giving me a hot dog and bun scenario. That would have actually annoyed me. But they didn't. So you get 2 packs of the envelopes for 6, 2 packs of the, boy, I've just got packaging everywhere. Come on. There we go. 2 packs of the envelopes, 2 packs of the storage. And then one more thing in here is their, what are they calling the storage case? Okay, good name. Well done, you. Let's open it up. They just kept it easy and simple. It's a storage case. All right, let's see what we've got. Well, I guess we're gonna, this is a keeper now, or I'll give this one away. So I'll give each one of these sets away to somebody who buys, if you buy the storage set, you may be a winner chicken dinner, and I'll give you this one. It'll be open, but do you really mind if it's free? We'll refund you your money and you'll get it back, and we'll send you this one. Storage case. So brushes, look, it's even got the little elastic for the brushes. A little storage pouch here. Storage pouch here. You can put Stacy tape, you can put luster wax, you can put some of your beads, you can put your embossing powders in here, your brushes, just about anything. It's just a cute little storage case, easy, folds up nice and easy. It's not too big, not too thick. I like it. It works. So for the storage bundle, you've got the storage case, you've got the 6 envelopes. You've got the 6 magnetic sheets. And again, storage is a thing. Everybody needs it. Everybody asks how to store things. And Ellison has put this together for you, and very, very pretty, I have to say. So not $58.95. Your price is $39.99. And for storage for Sizzix, that's great value. Now this bundle will be open stock. So if you would just like to buy this cute little case, absolutely. And if you buy just the cute little case, will it qualify for expedited shipping? Absolutely, because it's all out of the bundle or all out of that category. If you buy the case by itself and you buy bundle number 1 that has the dies, will that qualify for expedited shipping? Absolutely, because again, it's all out of the exact same category. So the storage bundle, we are gonna do open stock. Maybe you need more than 6 envelopes and 6 magnet sheets. And maybe you only need 1 of these. So you buy the bundle and then you buy what you need in the storage. And yes, it'll be on sale. You buy the magnetic sheets and the envelopes to what you need if you need more than what's in the bundle. We're gonna leave it up to you. This is all up to you. You decide what's best for you. Now I'm gonna play a little bit because I wanna talk about the embossing powder and the dies. Gosh, I don't know if I'm down right. Is that better? I wanna talk about the embossing powder and the dies. So I've got the dies right here, and Elena, so now I have 2 of them open. I'm sorry, Elena. So this is the set I'm gonna play with, and it really is darling. And the paper lends to everything. The colors that they gave you really lend to the florals and the little water pitcher. I'm gonna die cut the water pitcher out, and maybe I do it in a couple colors. Maybe I do it in this one. That's a pretty color. Maybe the gray. Maybe the green. I don't know. Let's see. We're going to cut the water pitcher out in a couple colors. So this is a wafer style die, super thin. That's why it's called a wafer style die. It's also known as a chemically etched die. And that's just the manufacturing process of how this die is made. It is so very interesting. I've been to the factories and watched how they're made, and it really is a fascinating process. I had absolutely no idea how they were made until I went to the factories. I'm going to be using my Sizzix Big Shot machine, so I'm just going to cut a couple pieces of paper. And the die is pretty small, so I don't need too much. Now, I'm going to ask my die to cut through 3 sheets of paper. I'm going to give it a 50-50 chance that it's going to happen. 50-50 at best. I'm going to bring over my Big Shot machine, and I have got my standard base platform that comes with it. I have got my solo shim that allows me to do wafer style dies, and it will show you wafer style dies on it. If you look at the base platform, this tells you all the sandwiches for some of the other, like here's a sandwich for a translucent embossing folder, and here's a sandwich for, I think that's for a 3D embossing folder. One of them's for translucent, one of them, oh, the top one's 3D. And the bottom one's a standard 2D embossing folder. So the platforms give you instruction on how to build your sandwiches. And for a wafer die, you're always going to need the solo shim, and it comes with it. So I've got that down. I'm gonna put down a cut plate, and today I'm using my 6x6 plates because the die is small, so I don't need to use anything larger than that. In fact, I probably could get away with even the smaller plates. The 6x6 plates only come in the multi-pack, and you have to buy 2 multi-packs to get a set of 6x6. I'm working on it. Trust me, I have not given up hope. So here's the multi-pack, and you get a full-size plate. Let me see if I can find where I've put them. You get a full-size plate, one that's nice and clean and not dirty, this one has been cut into, you get a 6x6 plate, and you get what is maybe a 2.5 or a 2, yeah, maybe a 2.5 by 6. So these are the 3 sizes you get in the multi-pack. The only way to get double of everything is to buy 2 multi-packs, and I recommend that because then you have 2 6x6, you have 2 full size, and you have 2 of the smaller. The smaller plates are nice because it keeps the warpage to a minimum. All right, so I've got my, let me get my paper. Do you think, I'm gonna try to go through all 3 sheets at once. I give it, like I said, a 50-50 chance. So I've got my base platform, I've got my solo shim, I've got my cut plate in a 6x6 size. I've got probably too much paper, but let's give it a whirl because remember, there's no cut line, there's no blade. No blade, it's just that little ridge that's gonna cut through that paper. We'll see. And then I've got my do not cut plate. And I always keep one as a do not cut plate because it keeps the sandwich being nice and level as opposed to having 2 plates that are slightly warped. And then I'm gonna send it on through. Now I don't need to use a precision base plate because this is not an intricate die. I am gonna rotate it because I've asked it to do so much. And send it on back. And we'll see. Oh, so close. Yep, 3 sheets is too much. All right, well, I thought it could be too much, but I thought I'd give it a chance. See what happens. My first 2 are gonna pop out like a dream. Hello, aren't they cute? But my last one didn't quite cut all the way through. Now, I kind of knew it wasn't gonna cut all the way through. I did give it a 50-50 chance. And the reason why I wanna show you that is because it's not a reason to then throw the paper away. It hasn't cut all the way through. I'm gonna take my die and I'm gonna click it back in place. And it almost sounds like it clicks back in place. It's like a little puzzle piece that you kind of move it around and then all of a sudden it kind of fits back where it was. Because I'm not gonna waste this, I'm gonna bring my machine right back over and I'm gonna cut this out. I don't have to throw it away. I don't have to start from scratch. Lay it down. Yeah, see, it's in place. It's kind of clicked into where those lines etched in but didn't cut all the way through. And I'm gonna send it back through. And it's done. So now I've got my 3. Easy peasy, super cute. And I have a stencil if I want. So I don't want you to think that if a die doesn't cut through all the way, you have to get rid of it. No, click it back into place. Maybe you need to pull out your precision base plate to make it go through. Maybe you had too much paper and you're just left with 1 sheet that didn't cut. These dies are forgiving and it is only paper. If for some reason it didn't go through, let's say I tried to cut, let's just do that just so you can see. And let's use a different color paper. Oh, but I have to cut 3 of them to get it to go. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to try and cut 3 of them again. We already know it's going to be a struggle. Just because there's no blade on the die. If I was using a steel rule die, steel rule, R-U-L-E, that has an actual blade on it and would cut through, ooh, I'm slightly off, I don't want to do that. That would cut through several sheets of paper at one time, many sheets of paper at one time. Boy, I really did cut it close, didn't I? Well, let's just see what happens. So I'm gonna guess that the very last sheet is not gonna cut. And I can do a rotate. Just so that the roller in my machine hits it in a new and unique way. Everybody's machine, regardless of whose machine you own, has a sweet spot. So my first two should be like butter. And the color kind of looks like butter. Easy peasy mac and cheesy. But my third one again was, it's close. It wants to. Oh, hello. Somebody's calling. Hello. That's funny. I've never had that happen before. All right, so I'm gonna line it back up because you can see the impression in there. Do you see the impression? I'm gonna line it back up. Now I've clicked it into place so I know it's gonna die cut out. Many of you might throw this away without even trying. What's the worst that happens if I'm slightly off? It double cuts and I have to throw it away. Let's say you don't get it clicked in exactly. I'm gonna purposely not click it in exactly where it needs to be. I'm a little bit off. I'm talking about the die, not me. Mr. SMS might disagree with that, and I'm gonna roll it through. So knowing that I'm slightly off, still looks good. Yeah. Can you see? I'm trying to see if I can get that in there so you can see where the top edge, where I was slightly off. Didn't click in exactly where it was supposed to be, and yet look at what I got. Try. The worst thing that happens is that you don't like it. You were gonna throw it away anyway, so you might as well put the die back on top and see what happens. Now, we're gonna talk a little bit about Versamark. And what is Versamark? Versamark is an embossing medium, meaning it acts like an ink pad. Ooh, boy, mine's dirty. The pad doesn't look like this when you get it. Well, even this one's dirty, but it looks more like this than this, but that's okay. The pad is good until it's not. I've probably had this one for 5 or 6 years and I'm not willing to get rid of it. I just keep re-inking it with Versamark. Versamark can be used as a watermark tool. So if you were stamping with an image, delivery, Versamark would give you a tone-on-tone watermark look. So if I just let that dry, it's going to dry to that slightly darker color. So if you've got a beautiful background stamp and you want to stamp with that because you want a piece to matte with something of a background, but you don't want it to be too much. You want something subtle as a matte, subtle as the front of your card, subtle on your layouts or your mixed media or your altered art or your junk journaling. Then you ink up a stamp with your Versamark, stamp it down and let it dry, and it gives you a watermark effect, a tone-on-tone effect, which is always going to match because you didn't use any ink at all. You just used the color of the paper. So the colors are always going to look good together because ultimately the color, you're just changing the what looks like wet paper now. Always going to match. But Versamark is also used for embossing, and inside the kit is the clear embossing powder. What does embossing powder do? It's a little bit of magic. It really is. I could take one of my I could take one of my watering pictures and I could grab, oh, let's take that off the bottom. I could grab a piece of paper here and my Versamark. Add it all over the top. So just like I'm doing an ink pad. Now if I let this dry, the color is slightly darker than the original because now it has that kind of shiny, watery effect. When it dries, that shine is going to go down to a matte. You're not going to see that shiny. But while that Versamark is wet, it's got that shine to it so that you know it's wet. But this is slightly darker than here. I'm going to go ahead and use embossing powder on it. So I'm going to grab my Sizzix embossing powder. This is a clear embossing powder, which means it's not going to change the color of my water pitcher, but it's going to add a gloss to it. Embossing powder is just a ground up plastic. Ultimately, that is what it is, a finely ground plastic. So it's in powder form right now. And that Versamark allows that powder to stick to my watering pitcher, my water pitcher. It's sticking to it. That Versamark has got a little bit of stick to it, and it stays wet long enough for that embossing powder to adhere, unlike a dye-based ink. A dye-based ink or an alcohol-based ink doesn't give you enough time for you to get some embossing powder on it. Pigment-based ink, absolutely. You could use a pigment-based ink instead of a Versamark. Now I'm going to have to heat this. I have to do something with it because right now if I wipe it, all that powder is going to come right off. So we inked this one a few minutes ago and it should still be wet enough to hold. Oh yeah, look at that. See? Holds that powder. Holds that powder. That tells you how long Versamark stays open. And when I say open, I mean how long do you have to get the embossing powder down before it's dry? With Versamark, you've got a long time. But if I don't heat this, if I just say, oh, I'm done, I'm finished, Versamark is not a glue, and this will never set, and I will be able to just wipe it right off. You have to heat set this. I just wipe it right off because Versamark is not a glue. It's an embossing medium. So let's go one more time, see if I can put some back on here and see if it'll still hold, even though I've wiped off. Yeah, it held some. Put that back in my jar. And we're good to go. All right, so I'm going to heat set both of them. And to heat set them, I'm going to use a Sizzix heat tool. This is not a blow dryer, nor is it a paint stripper. It does get hot, and it has 2 speeds. So in the beginning, you may be more comfortable with the slower speed. I'm going to hold it with my tweezers. And eventually it's going to get the embossing powder hot enough to turn from a powder to a solid. I need to heat that plastic because what happens to plastic when you heat it? It melts, and that is what's happening right now. My embossing powder is melting. So if I used gold embossing powder or silver embossing powder, this would be silver or gold instead of the color of the paper. But because I used clear embossing powder, it holds the color of the paper. And I think I just inhaled embossing powder. Oh my gosh. No editing in our video, sorry. So here, it hasn't changed yet because I haven't added enough heat to it. And you can watch it change. It's like magic. Okay, so here you can see I'm changing it. You can see I haven't hit it here with enough heat, so I have to go back and do that. And maybe in the middle, I maybe not have had enough heat to change it. So there we go. So now we've taken paper and we've darkened the color by putting clear embossing powder over it, but the color coordinates because it is the same paper that we've used. We haven't added any color at all, just a clear embossing powder to give it that gloss and that shine. Do I have to keep it like this? This one's kind of got an orange peely kind of look to it. No, I could come back in and add another coat. And put another round of embossing powder on top of it. And heat again. And now the plastic is going to melt into the plastic that I've already done. The embossing powder on top is going to heat again, which will heat the bottom layer of embossing powder and kind of making them melt into each other a little bit. So it's giving me a little smoother finish by double embossing. So for those of you who have not seen embossing powder before, it really is a very easy and lovely thing to work with. Now I still have this one here that I haven't, this one still has embossing powder on it. All right, so now my little watering jug has a shine to it, as opposed to being flat. You choose which one do you like better. But then I thought maybe you may have seen Versamark before, and it comes in a big size and it comes in a little size, but maybe you didn't know it came in a pen too. Maybe that's new to you. This is Versamark with a nib, with a bullet point, and Versamark with a brush tip. This is ultimately your oops pin. Let's say I was doing this and for some reason I didn't get enough in one area. Instead of perhaps taking my big Versamark or my mini, I could go in there and just color with this, lay the Versamark down with a pen. It's very, very useful to have. And I thought when I was looking at these, how fun would it be to change the look of these little watering cans or the flowers or the envelopes, because I can go in there and I can decide exactly where I want my Versamark to go, where I want my embossing powder to go. I decide because I get to draw it in. You can't do this with one of the pads. No way you can do that with one of the pads. Can you see I just literally drew it on with my Versamarker? And maybe I want the handle to have a slight glossy glaze to it. And maybe I want the spout to have a slight glossy glaze to it. And I suppose I could even come in here and even do that oval shape that's in the middle. Now, if I left it like this, it would pretty much dry like that. So without having to use any markers at all, you've got a tone-on-tone color by just using a Versamark pen. Let it dry, it'll soften a little, but you will have a tone-on-tone color. I don't want to do that at all. I want to emboss it. So bring over my embossing powder. Oh, that was close. And now only where I've put that Versamark is the embossing powder holding to. Only in that space. There's no Versamark around at all, so this is going to stay that light green. And I'm working on my non-stick, non-slip craft mat. I think I will hold it. Oh, I think I got my fingerprints on it. All right, I'll live with it. Yeah, I got my fingerprints on it when I was holding it, but that's okay. You get the idea. Now I've got that green, and you can see it's kind of got that glossy look to it. Wherever I put that Versamark, it's kind of got that glossy look to it. And it's dry. Let's try this one. Try to keep my fingers out of it. Easier said than done. So let's pull this over and let's do the bottom again. And let's do the spout. And let's do the handle. And for you, this may be enough. Just having the option of changing the color without having to paper piece, that might be enough for you right there. I'm going to try to keep my fingers off of it. See, look at that. Big old fingerprints. Big old fingerprints. Okay, so I've wiped off where I had my big old fingerprints. And now I've only got embossing powder in the 3 areas. Put my embossing powder back. And just quickly heat set. difference. And the handle and the bottom and the little spout all have that glossy look to them. Easy to do. Easy. Keep your fingers out of it. Easy to do. And once it's dry, it's dry. Once that the plastic, the powder cools, which is literally seconds, it's done. It's dry. Let's see if I can keep my fingers off of it. And let's do this spout. Let's do the bottom. Let's see if I can get the center without my fingerprints in it. I've got the brush tip that allows me to go in there and color it in as if I had a marker that color. And I'll get a little too much. And the handle. So now if this is enough for you, and you say, wow, look at what I can do without owning a lot of markers. I can take paper and I can change the color. I can let this dry and be done. It'll lighten just a little bit, but you will always see a watermark difference. That is what Versamark does, unless we want to emboss. Doing my best to wipe off where my fingers are. Okay, I think that's pretty good. It's ready to emboss. Did you know that there was a marker for your Versamark that you could sit there and decide exactly what you want to have embossed and exactly what you don't want to have embossed? And there we go. It's got a little sheen to it. There we go. These are easy to do. Easy to change something up, whether you're doing the entire thing, well, whether you're not doing any of it at all. Maybe you're not doing any of it and you're just leaving it as paper, or maybe you've done the entire thing embossed, or maybe you've just done a little bit, or maybe you've added a little bit more. You have options, but this isn't all you can do. Oh no, it gets way better. Okay, so I'm gonna put the camera up on me for just a minute. I know, bear with me. Put the camera up on me for just a minute. Okay, so I just wanna say to those who made the samples, I love your samples, they're beautiful. The SMS girls made the samples. I think Karina might have helped, come on. Karina might have helped make the samples. Oh, I can't get it to go back any further. Okay, Karina might have helped make some of these samples. There we go, because this is a lot of Stacy. There, not so much Stacy. But I need to take your samples and do a little something to them. Okay? Know that I love them just the way they are, but your samples are now being used for the greater good. Okay? For the greater good. I just needed to preface that. Big love to everybody who helped on these. And if I take your sample and I use it for the greater good, know that it's just because I want to show SMS peeps how much they can do and how easy it is to just add a little something, something that maybe was an afterthought. Okay, down I go. Oh my. I know that they'll understand. When they see what I'm gonna do, I know they'll get it. So I have a sample here. It's beautiful, right? It's beautiful. It takes both dyes. It takes florals from the watering pot and flowers. It's got the scallop from the insert from the envelope of the other, and it's got the hello. Now this card is fabulous just the way it is, but what if I wanted to add just a little something, something more to it? And I already put it together, and I'm looking at it going, gosh, I sure wish that hello just stood out just a little bit more. How would I do that? Well, hello Versamark pen, and a hello bullet nib, not the brush nib, no, the bullet nib. And I can go in, even though the card is done. You're like, don't do it, Stacy, don't do it. Oh, but I have to. Even though the card is done, I can go in there because that bullet nib is so fine and so perfect. I can add Versamark to my hello to darken the color up. Maybe I wanted it to stand out just a little bit more, and I can just color right over. And because that bullet nib is so fine, I'm not getting it all over my ivory card base. Nope, all I have to do is go in here and color. I wouldn't use the brush tip. The brush tip is a little too wide for something this fine, and this hello is pretty darn fine. So now I have put Versamark all over the hello. Card's already done. Card's finished, but I wanted to add a little something, something extra to it. Then I grab my embossing powder. Card's finished, I know. Throw my embossing powder right down on my hello. Tap it off. Look, it's stuck. See? It needs to be heat set. Yay! Card's already done. You just wanted to add a little something more. Grab my tool. And now my hello has got a slight glossy look to it, but maybe I wanted to have a slightly more glossy look to it. The minute that plastic cools, and it's cool to the touch, the minute it's cool to the touch, it's dry. I can come back and I can do it again. This is a wash, rinse, and repeat, and I can add more Versamark on my hello. Now, ideally, you might want to do this before you finish your card. But what happens if you finish it and you're looking at it and you're like, it just needs a little something, something? Sometimes a little bit of clear embossing powder is that something, something that finishes it all off. It's not changing the card, it's just adding a little bit of pizzazz subtly. Just by changing the lettering to a gloss finish, subtly, not in your face. Okay, so I've gone over my letter, my hello with my Versamark again. Dump, because I'm a dumper. Tap, tap, tap. You can see, oh, you can't see there, you can see. It's there again. Time to heat set. And now look, almost looks like it's epoxied letter with that double embossing. It almost looks, nope, too close, like they're epoxied letters, not paper, because it's got that beautiful high gloss. Beautiful high gloss. On the paper. Lovely. Let's take a thank you. I can hear the postman out there. Oh, no, I want to do it with the bullet nib. I can hear the postman knocking, I think. Oh, he is. Oh my gosh, hold on. Hold on. Hey guys, the postman's here. Yes, and I'm on camera. Goodbye. Well, because the postman doesn't knock twice, let me tell you. Oh my God. Only at Scrapbooking Made Simple. But we want your orders to go out, and I know that they're not going to wait around. All right. Okay. What is the postman doesn't ring twice? Or does the postman ring twice? All right, so I've done the thank you. And I've used the bullet. So we don't edit our videos here at Scrapbooking Made Simple. I'm not about to start. You see what happens? What happens is what happens. Embossing powder over the top. Tap it off. You can see it's kind of got that haze over it. That's the embossing powder that needs to be melted. So there's the first coat. And I like my words double embossed. I do. It makes them look a little more glossy. It makes them look like an epoxy sticker. Really beautiful. So now that it's cooled to the touch, which only takes a second or two, come back in and I'm just going to add some more right over the top. And when I heat it again, the first round of embossing powder will melt into the second round. It'll reheat all of it and give it a smoother, more glossy looking finish. So I didn't know if you were aware that Versamark had a marker, and when you're using it with these fabulous little words from Sizzix, it just adds a little something something. I could go in and do some of the leaves if I wanted to, even after the fact, because I've got that bullet nib on here. Yeah, so I'm so sorry that I had to interrupt, but I was so afraid that the postman would leave, and we've got packages to ship. You can see it's on there. Let's heat. And now I've got that beautiful high gloss, nice finish. Today is a day that is for sure. Oh my gosh. That's downstairs calling. Probably wanting to know if I'm done yet. Okay, so I wanted to play with a Versamarker in case you had never seen it before. I wanted to show you that even after the fact, you can come in and use that marker to change something up. I wanted to show you that it's easy without even using extra paper to change the color just by using the Versamark, and whether you use the embossing powder or not, that's entirely up to you. But you don't necessarily have to paper piece. And the bundle really is wonderful. The storage bundle is amazing. It's got lots of goodies in there for you, and it is value priced at $39.99 and not $58.95. And then the bundle for the dies. Everything in there, the foam tape, the clear embossing powder, and the 2 sets that are exclusive to Scrapbooking Made Simple, that have never been manufactured for anybody else. They've never been anywhere else, and they never will be anywhere else. So if you love them, this is the way to get them, because we don't sell them open stock. I'm going to show you the samples, and I'm going to remind you that bundle from last month's, April's bundle, is also still available. So if you love the intricate hearts, this bundle has paper. It has the 2 dies that are exclusive, only at Scrapbooking Made Simple. It also has 2 stamp sets. Stamp sets aren't exclusive, but it sure is a nice value. You're getting the paper, you're getting, I think it's 20 sheets of paper, 2 exclusive dies, and 2 stamp sets, also for $39.99. That one is still available, and the samples are super cute. Lots to do with that one. And if you want to see this, you can go back. If you want to see the full class, you can go back to our past on YouTube. We have a playlist of past Thursday events, so you can see. Oh, you know what's, oh, in the tools it had the oil pastels. Aren't those beautiful? All right, now for samples from today. Well, I already showed you a few of them because I kind of altered them. So I've got the thank you. Oh, wrong way. This was a weird day today. From the phone ringing, I've got the thank you, to the mailman. Very weird day today. Best wishes. Thank you. Best wishes. So this little piece is out of the envelope. This is, look at how cute is that, right? Super darling. Florals coming out. Again, you've got the envelope with all the flowers coming out. So because you get both dies, one die has the watering can and all the florals, and the other die has all the scallop pieces and the envelopes and the inserts. So this is a combination of both sets. This is a combination of both sets. Look at how cute is this. And here they've just made a background. They've taken the different flowers and cut it again and again and again. They've embossed some of them to change the color, but it is the same paper. So you've got a perfect tone on tone look. Look at how cute is this? Using all the papers that come with the kit, with the set number 1, with the dies. Again, using both sets in conjunction. So again, this is the insert that fits inside there. And used it as almost a color block. And how cute is this? Isn't that sweet? Darling little card. And then I have got a few of what Elena made. So I've got a few. I've got like this cute little hello. And I did emboss the top of that one earlier. And the little envelope. So they were using the envelopes to put the flowers in, to have them bursting out. But I wanted to show you what Elena did. Elena did this out of the little envelopes. And she used it using all the colors of the cardstock that you're going to receive. So you've got all the envelopes, and they each have a little piece of the insert in it that you flip through. But on the back side, there's all the colors of the cardstock you're going to receive. Is that amazing? Is that so cute? And then you just zoop and seal it up. And even the little hearts are part of the die set. When I saw this, I just said, oh my gosh, Elena, you are too much and just too good. Look at that. So you see all the colors. All right, you guys, it's me, Stacy. I'm about to say ready, set, almost, not yet, because when I say the word go, but not that go, that means that I have gone over to our website and I have clicked on all the items that are available for you. Now, if you're watching this during the live chat, well, I'm just now turning the sale on. If you're watching this later and you don't see a live chat, that means that the sale has started and hopefully what you want is still available for you. And if you're watching this in 2024, because right now it's like May 3rd, 2023, the sale's been long gone and I doubt we have any of this product left. Sorry. So, go. I've turned the sale on. Remember, kit from April will be available. Still as the kit. If you want those 2 dies, you just get the kit because you can't go wrong. You get the dies, you get the stamps, you get the paper, and now the 2 kits from May. The storage kit, but the kit that has the 2 exclusive dies in it. All right, you guys, it is me, Stacy. Thank you for joining me during this live chat, which was a little weird, a little awkward. I had the phones going and the door ringing, and this is a business, but well, you know, I didn't want the mailman to go away. The postman always rings twice. Is that it? The postman always rings twice? Yeah, well, he wasn't going to ring a 3rd time. He was going to leave and your boxes would still be sitting there. So thank you for indulging me and allowing me to get up and take care of that. I hope maybe I showed you something you didn't know before about the Versamarker. We'll put the Versamarker as part of the sale as well. I need to remind myself to tell Elena that, so we add it into the category. So if you like the Versamarker, by all means. And until Saturday. Oh, Saturday is YouTube number 500. Saturday with Stacy 500. Okay, big exciting plans for that. I hope you join me 8 a.m. sunny California time, 10 a.m. Central, 11 a.m. Eastern, when I bring to you a global launch from Spellbinders. All right, you guys, it's me, Stacy. I'll see you on Saturday morning. Bye, everybody.